Just as consumers are trying to manage their budgets in the current high inflationary environment, FMCG companies too are resorting to both time tested and innovative ways to mitigate the unprecedented input cost rise. Companies are going for a mix of both direct price hikes and grammage cuts. Raw materials like edible oils, wheat, crude oil derivatives, laminates, and corrugated boxes that go into making biscuits, soaps, cosmetics, and detergents have been on an upswing since the second half of FY21, with geopolitical factors aggravating the inflation. The wholesale food price index inched up to 8.88% in April from 8.71% in March. And Hindustan Unilever CFO Ritesh Tiwari recently said that reducing the volume in certain price point packs is the only way for us to take price increases. The 10 rupee bar of the company's Vim soap weighs 135 grams now, compared with 155 grams about 3 months ago, Bloomberg reported. At the same price point, a pack of the crunchy aloo bhujia made by Haldiram's is 42 grams now, down from 55 grams. Making the product smaller while still maintaining the same price is termed shrinkflation.
So price rise can be addressed by brands in typically three ways, right? Increasing the price of the product directly. The other route that they take is reducing the grammage, especially when they do this when the price point is established. When I say established price point, it could be a 5 rupee price point, it could be a 10 rupee price point, it could be even a 20 rupee price point. The lower the price point, the more they play on the price point itself. The third route that all of these guys use to address is maybe they just change the formulation a little bit. They change the ingredients. Now, with the grammage piece, we are seeing a lot of changes happening in the lower price points. At the higher price point, you will see an increase in price being passed on directly. And that's what's been happening in the market. The good news is that competitive pressures are keeping them at the same price point right now. Had there been no competitive pressure, this would have changed very, very quickly. But now that they are actually stuck in the middle of such high inflation and competitive pressure both, it's a balancing act. And at the same time, you're also balancing investors on the other side because you have to now maintain profitability also. So all of this essentially comes, and this balancing act is grammage cut, is what one of the routes that they take in this space.
Akshay D'Souza of retail intelligence platform Bizom also says that when a company is very heavily exposed in terms of revenue to certain price points, tinkering with them is a competitive risk that could result in loss of market share. He said that for many in India, a tea and a small biscuit pack doubles up as their meal. Dabur India CEO Mohit Malhotra has called the rupees 1, 5 and 10 as sacred price points, whereas HUL's Ritesh Tiwari referred to these as magic price points. Taking a look at how much low unit packs contribute to the sales of some of the top FMCG companies will give a sense of how important these price points are for them in India. HUL gets almost 30% of its business from rupees 1, 5 and 10 packs. For Britannia, this moves up to 50 to 55%, and Parle Products, which makes Parle-G and hide and seek biscuits, derives a massive 70% of its revenue and volumes from 10 rupee packs and below.
Whenever there is inflation or a sudden rise in input costs, the way to go is definitely try first and foremost try and absorb as much as possible. Then we talk about price increase. There are two ways how you can increase the price. So for particularly in our industry, I'm talking about salty snacks, biscuits, bakery, where the price points are extremely critical. So 10 rupee price point and below, we do not touch the price points. So we go for weight reduction. Beyond 10 rupees, we tend to increase the price beyond 10, and now actually slowly 10 also, even 20 rupee price point is becoming little sensitive. But beyond 20 rupees, consumer is fine to look at a price increase of even if it is 22 rupees. A consumer is fine. So there we take direct price increase. So across our portfolio, in the past, let's say 12 to 14 months, we've taken a price increase roughly to the tune of about 7 to 8%. There is a lot at stake. There is a lot of market. There are certain pockets and certain markets where we get a significant contribution from these packs. So we cannot actually overnight just stop these packs. It could come at a slight cost in terms of compromise on profitability. I think 2025 is when, by 2025 is when I believe the 10 will be the new 5. today's 5.
Britannia Industries MD Varun Berry recently said that low unit price points in a country like India are impossible to vacate given it has a lot of bottom of the pyramid consumers. It is for this reason that companies go to lengths to protect lower price points, even at the cost of profitability.
See, low unit price points in a country like India are impossible to vacate. Yes, over the years, if you look at it, maybe 15 years ago, there used to be a large contribution of 2 rupee and 3 rupee packs, which have become minuscule today. Parle used to sell a lot of 2 rupee and 3 rupee packs. We also used to have a reasonable contribution of 2 rupee, 3 rupee. It's all migrated to 5 and 10 and thereafter. So I don't think we are in any position to vacate the 5 rupee segment at this point in time. But as the world evolves, as the consumer evolves, and as we get through all of this inflation, time will tell when is the time to really press the pedal on 10 and move on from 5. But I don't think we are in any position to do that right now. It's about the price point packs. The 5 and 10 are approximately 55% of our total mix. So it's fairly large, and it continues to be in a country like this where you have a lot of bottom of the pyramid consumers. It continues to be a staple for a lot of consumers in a lot of parts of the country. So that's where we are at, and we will have to nurture that business.
Another strategy that has started to come up is bridge packs. Giving an example, HUL said it introduced a new size between its 10 and 35 rupee Lifebuoy soap, which gives better value for consumers while ensuring affordability and at the same time gives scale to the manufacturer. It is trying to introduce bridge packs across all categories impacted by commodity prices. Although companies incorporate a range of tactics to overcome inflationary pressures, they have no option but to go for grammage cuts for smaller packs so they do not lose out on market share in a competitive segment where significant volumes are dependent on price-sensitive consumers.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.